Hello, are you guys there? Just pop a comment or pop a thumbs up if you can see me. Can you hear me? Hello, who's up there? Hey James, hi Adriana, how are you? Hey Joe, you guys ready? Awesome, thank you. And you can see, so just checking out. For you, this is my right hand or my left? Right hand, left hand. I mean, good to see you guys. Okay, we'll give it 5 minutes and see who joins. Good morning, Adri. Oh, I'm so happy that you're joining. I've missed you guys. Hillary, it's been ages. Okay, let's get started then. Now, if you have a blanket, if you have a block, if you have a bolster, if you have a cat, if you have a dog, if you have a pillow, whatever that may help you to support your knees, use it. Probably don't step on the cat, don't put your knee on the cat because they're not gonna like it. Just if your knees are sensitive, you can always use your blanket, you can always use your extra pillow, your bolster if you have it, or your block. I try to keep today's class as minimalistic as possible, but whatever you have, hey Rach, whatever you have at home that can make your practice more accessible to you and more fitting to your body, just use it. And I'm gonna be trying to pay attention to the comments. Hey Amanda, good morning. I'm gonna be trying to pay attention to the comments so that if something is not working up for you guys, let me know. You know that I like to go around and I like to touch people and move people and make it more accessible for everyone, but we have to keep the distance. We have to keep the distance with this situation. So the only way that I can know what is going on with what's going on with you is if you text me, okay, or if you just put it there in the comment and we can figure out something. Okay, so for today's class we're gonna be working with the sides of our body. So if we imagine two crossing lines like this, that's what we want to untangle or unravel. I'm gonna call this class the unraveling, and we're gonna be working with the sides of our hips as well and a little bit of our inner thighs. Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna start sitting in any comfortable position, any position that works for your knees, for your hips. If you have, again, don't sit on the cat, but if you have a blanket or a pillow and you can bring your bum a little bit higher so that your spine is nice and straight, we're gonna start with some centering breath. Rest your hands on your thighs. You can have the knees crossed like I have, you can have them straight in front of you. The most important thing is that you feel grounded and steady. Rest your hands on your thighs. Imagine that you're pushing against the sky or against the ceiling with the top of the head. So you lengthen your spine up. Inhaling, take the shoulders all the way up, and exhale through the mouth. Clear it out. Allow your eyes to close and allow your attention to rest in the gentle flow of your breath. As your eyes close, begin to witness your body. Witness any feelings or sensations that come to you, that present to you as you close your eyes, as you begin to journey inwards. And just allow yourself to sit there with what you feel, without judging, without trying to change. Just become a witness of yourself. And over time, as you become a witness of your body, you will also become a witness of your mind tricks and your mind patterns. And just know that you don't need to change them. You just need to acknowledge them. And you can choose to act in a different way if it's appropriate. Begin to pay a little bit more of attention now to your breath. And begin to shape a gentle Ujjayi pranayama, a gentle inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Closing a little bit the base of the throat for that soundful, whispery sound of the breath. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your left hand at your tummy and your right hand on top. Imagine that you are holding something sacred on your hands right below your navel. And first off, just feel how your belly pushes against your hands when you inhale, and how your hands can draw into your body as you exhale. You may keep your eyes closed, or you may open them very gentle, like halfway open. Like you're just waking up to this morning, waking up to whatever input your surroundings bring you. And if you choose to open your eyes, then inhale, begin to lift your hands. You can do this with your eyes closed as well, but if you have your eyes open, just look at your hands as you begin to raise them and you keep inhaling. Follow your hands all the way up towards the sky, open them wide. And on the exhale, just bring the air back into your body. Bring the prana, the energy down from the crown of the head. Keep exhaling from the crown of the head, from the collarbones, from the middle of the rib cage to your navel. We'll do 3 more like that. Inhale, lifting the arms, lifting the hands, filling up first the belly, then the sides of the ribs, the collarbones. You can follow your hands with your gaze, so you can just focus on feeling awareness if you keep your eyes closed. Open the arms wide, reach out wide. Exhaling, bring the arms back in, bring the hands together. One last time, inhale, filling up your cup. Expanding and becoming more receptive. Exhale, bring it in. keep your eyes closed if they were closed, and if they were open, just gently close them. Bring your hands together into prayer at your heart center. And just feel the new connection between your body, your mind, and your breath. Set an intention for your day, set an intention for your practice, an intention that feels true to your heart. And just bow your mind, bow your brain to your heart wisdom. So we can begin to trust more in our heart, in our inner wisdom, rather than in our minds. And as you're ready, just open your eyes and let's transition onto a kneeling position. Again, if you need extra padding, bring your blanket underneath your knees. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Slightly tuck the tailbone here. Good. Take a deep inhale. Opening through the chest. Stick the tailbone out. Lift the chin. Lift the gaze. Exhale and tuck the tailbone round through the spine. Look down at your belly button. Inhaling out, lifting the gaze, lifting the chin. Magnetize the hands towards your legs towards the hands, so you begin to open through the collarbones. Exhaling, tuck the tailbone round through your back. Come back to that neutral spine with the tailbone slightly tucked. Bring the shoulders to one side and the hips to the other. Inhaling, come back to center. Exhale to the other side.
Hi, how are you? Good. Did you know about your river? No. Oh my God. Where is it coming from?
Inhale, come back to center. One more time each side. Exhale as you change.
No, I didn't know about that. Hell.
Inhale through center, exhale through the other side. Good. Inhale, coming back to center. And we're gonna do a combination of these movements. So we're gonna twist, arch around, whatever feels better for your shoulders and for your spine. Just move in a way that you have not been moving during these past weeks. Or probably you have, maybe. Who knows? Just this slinky, very delicious, very yummy movements that are unique to you. Freeing up space completely on your spine. Okay, stop at the middle. Ground yourself on your left arm and just bring the right hand forward. Inhaling round the top of your spine, creating this exaggerated cat pose, and then try to lean from the armpit down to the floor, opening through the side of your body. Inhale again, rounding through the spine. Exhaling, lean out to the side. Maybe you can go lower. One more time, round. Exhaling, open, trying to bring the armpit to the floor. Inhale, coming back to center, we'll change sides. Left hand forward, right hand back. Again, round through the top of the spine. Exhaling, lean out to the side, trying to bring the armpit and the side of your ribcage down to the floor. Inhale, just to soften. Exhaling, reset, going down. Inhale again, rounding. And as you exhale, maybe you can go deeper, opening the space between the armpit and your ribs.
Well, yeah, that's an idea.
Inhaling, come back to the center. Good. Hands back underneath the shoulders. Wrap the elbows in, tuck the toes, lift the knees, bring your belly to your thighs. Keep your chin into your chest as you reach the hips up towards the sky.
Oh, it'll take ages for it to stop flying.
Push the floor away from your head. Take a deep in breath through the nose. Exhale out through the nose as well with your Ujjayi
We need to stop
Pranayama.
pile water inside, we'll just send it on against the wall.
On your next exhale, drop your feet to the left hand side. Bend your knees and bring your bum as close to your feet as you can, keeping your hands at the front end of the mat. Inhaling, reach the hips high up again. Exhaling, bring the feet to the right hand side, bring your bum to your feet. Inhaling, come back to the center. Reach the hips high. Exhaling, bend the knees deeply. Try to ground your heels and begin to walk your hands towards your feet. Keep your knees bent and lean back with the bum. Lift the toes. Keep the hands about halfway on your mat. Stick the bum out. Relax the neck. Ground yourself through the finger pads. Pull the toes up towards the knees. Take a deep in breath and just notice what it feels like in your spine. Exhaling, completely soften down to your legs. Maybe you can ground your toes and fully extend your legs as long as there is no straining on your back or at the back of your legs. Rebend the knees and walk the hands back forward to the front end of the mat. On the next inhale, reach the heels high, reach the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale and bring that right foot in between your hands, next to your right hand if possible. Bring the left knee down and tuck the toes. We'll do this one very slowly. Slide the tailbone down, keep the chin into your chest, send the shoulders down. As you inhale, reach the arms up. Reach the hands up towards the ceiling, the sky, whatever you're looking at. On the exhale, rest your right hand on your right thigh and reach out to the right hand side with the left fingertips. Create as much opening through the side of your rib cage as you can. Inhaling, come back to the center. Exhaling, frame that front foot with your hands. Tuck the rear toes, lift the back knee. Step back with the front foot, reach the hips high. One more time. Drop the feet to the left. Bring your bum towards the feet. This time ground yourself on your left hand. Bring the right hand under the left rib cage and spiral the ribs out, turning the chest towards the sky. Reach that right hand up. And maybe you can extend your legs, creating a C shape through your body. Rebend your knees. Bring both hands at the front end of the mat. Reach the hips high. Exhaling both feet to the right side. Bend your knees deeply. Bring your bum towards your feet. Bring the left hand under the right rib cage. Spiral it up and out. Ground yourself onto your right hand. If you can, extend your legs. Reach the left arm up. Create a C shape. Bring both hands back to the front. Bring the hips back to the center. Inhaling, lift the left leg. Exhaling, left foot next to your left thumb. Ground the back knee, send the shoulders down, slide the tailbone down. Keep the head in line with the rest of the spine as you inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale, slowly bring your left hand to the left thigh. Reach up and out through the right hand. Reach as far out to the left as you can. There's a children riot out in the street. Inhaling, come back to center. This time, frame the front foot with your hands. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And as you exhale, step forward. Bring your hands to your hips. With your hands, push the hips back and away from your chest. Send the head of the shoulders back. Keep the chin in line with the rest of the spine. Inhaling slowly. Make your way up. Keep the shoulders down. Reach the arms up. Exhaling, bring the hands down. Okay. Quick wardrobe fix for most of us ladies. Bring your left leg in a diagonal behind the right leg. Bend the right knee deeply. Keep your right hand on your waist. Inhaling, reach left arm up. Exhaling, sink deep into the front knee and reach even farther up and out with your left arm. Inhaling, come back to the center. Keep the balance as you make your way up to the front. Step the right leg this time behind the left. Bend the left knee deeply, shoulders relaxed. Reach the right arm up. Create as much space between the right armpit and the right hip as you can, and then lean sideways. Keep the balance. Inhaling, come back to the center. Reach both arms up. Exhale slowly, bending through the knees. Bring your belly down to your thighs. Rest your hands on your shin bones. Actually push, not so much of a rest. Push against the shin bones to move the shoulders back. Notice how that relaxes the neck. And then inhaling, lengthen the spine. Lift the chest halfway up. Exhaling, fold in. Frame the feet with your hands. Step the left foot back to the left corner of the mat. Stay high on the ball of that left leg. Bring the left hand out, outside of the mat, so it goes wider than your rib cage. Bring your right hand inside your right thigh, and we're gonna spiral to the pinky toe side of both feet. See if you can sink your left hip down a little bit. Stay here if it feels good, or maybe reach the right hand up and out. I like to reach it in a diagonal from the front foot to increase the opening of the chest. Circular motion brings your body back to the center. If it was reaching, if your arm was reaching up, good, slowly come back. Bring the back knee down, and we're gonna make a pit stop here. If you need extra padding for the back knee, this is when you can bring the blanket if you didn't have it. You don't need to go to the deepest expression of this land at once. You may if you want to, but you don't need to. Actually, you don't need to do anything. Just need to breathe, right? To keep yourself alive. But you choose to. So having the choice is always empowering. Knowing that you can choose and you can adjust and you can feel good when you choose something different. Tag the rear toes. We're not going to stay here for long. Tag the rear toes, lift the back knee, and bring the front leg back. Lift the hips, push the head away from the floor, bend the knees deeply. Exhaling, keep the head into your chest, frame your ears with your arms, ripple forward. Exhaling, bring the hips down to your hands. You may come onto the top of the feet, wrap the arms back and down. Drop the knees, reach your bum back and rest. So your body can absorb. Rest into child's pose, bringing the knees as wide as you need to bring them. Just let your body absorb all the movements of these first side openings. And you will know when you're ready to start moving again, because your breath will be smooth. It's not going to be agitated. There's not going to be any tingling on your body. You're just going to feel at ease. And once you have that feeling of ease, then ripple back forward. Tag the toes, lift the hips, lift the left leg up, and bring the left foot inside your left hand. Keep the right knee off from the floor, bring the right hand out. We're going to spiral again to the pinky toe side of both feet. Bring the left hand to push inside the left thigh. Stay here or reach that left hand up in a diagonal away from your leg. See if you can lower your right hip a little bit. Keep attention on your breath and notice if your breath shortened or fastened, and see if you can make it move slower and make your breath richer. In and out through the nose, but if at any time you need to side out, it's more than welcome. Exhaling, spiral motion brings you back to the center. Both hands come inside the front leg, and you can bring the back knee down. Again, extra padding under your knee if you need. Just observe how quickly you can drop into relaxing in this lunge, or if it takes you a little bit of fidgeting. Take one more deep in breath. And the exhale, reaffirm your hands under the shoulders, tag the back toes, lift the back knee, step that front foot back. Reach the hips high, bend through the knees. Trying to keep your belly connected to your thighs. See if you can bring maybe one heel down, maybe both heels, maybe you walk your dog a little bit. So instead of resting into child's pose, now we're resting in down dog. And once you feel your breath become even and smooth again, then we can start over. Inhaling, reach the right leg up. Exhaling, bring that right foot this time next to your right pinky finger. Okay, we're gonna go a little bit deeper. Rock back and forth, keeping the back knee off from the mat. And then drop the back knee as far away from the front foot as you can. Turn the front toes out a little bit. Bring that left same hand out to the side and the right hand inside the right inner thigh. Now push against the thigh and bring your body out to the left as much as you can. Stay here, or maybe bring both hands just as long as you can keep the right knee tracking the middle toes. Bring both hands out to the left. You can stay with your arms straight, or you can rest the elbows down to the floor, or down to your cat, or to your bolster, or your dog, whatever you have around. We are gonna spend a little bit more time here than we did before, just so you know. And so you can tell your body that you're safe and that again, you have the choice. You have the gift of choosing what feels better in your body, what position works better for you. Take one more deep inhale. And on the exhale, walk the hands back to the center. Now bring the back leg out to the right. So we turn and face the left side of your mat. With the right hand, push inside the right knee. Gonna turn to the front so you can see it. Let's just say look into the long side of the mat. So push inside that right leg and just bring the chest a little bit lower to the floor. Maybe you can begin to move your hips towards the front right foot. Right where we were, towards the front. Bring the hips back on top of the left knee. Bring the back left knee in line with the long sides of the mat and bring your body back forward. Okay. Tag the rear toes, lift the back knee and bring the front leg back next to your left foot. Reach the hips high. Do the same thing on the other side. Inhaling, reach the left leg up. Exhaling, bring the left leg next to your left pinky finger. Rock back and forth a few times. And then drop the back knee and tag the toes. Try to drop the back foot as far away from the front one as you can. Bring the right hand out and turn the front left toes out to the side. Bring the right hand as in line with your right hip as you can. With your left hand, push inside the left knee, and as you push the left inner thigh away from the chest, move the chest towards the middle of the mat. So you begin to lean out to the long side. Stay here if it's plenty, if it feels good. If you can keep the front knee tracking the front middle toes, then bring both hands out to the side. If it feels good, you can choose to bring the elbows down. Maybe one elbow works, maybe both. Maybe you bring your arms to something. Maybe you keep one arm down and you bring the other hand back to the inner thigh. Whatever helps you to connect to feeling awareness in your body. Both sides of our body probably feel different because they do different things during our day. And it's absolutely proper that it is that way. There is not one good side and one bad side. They just do different things. Keep your breath smooth. Try to expand through your lower back, through your kidney band area. Stay here, just one more deep inhale. On the exhale breath, come back to center. Just observe what you're feeling here. Tag the back toes, lift the back knee. And when you're ready, bring the front foot back. Oh, I forgot, I actually skipped one, so bring it forward. I was reading the comments and I forgot that we were doing something else. Okay, keep the front foot at the front and bring the back leg out to the side. So we come into that inner thigh stretch. That right hand can help you ground you. You can bring the hand on some elevation if you need. Bring the left hand inside the left inner thigh. Push inside that left inner thigh. And maybe you can bring the hips towards the front foot. Yeah, just like we did on the other leg. We have the front foot and the back knee in line. And we push the hips into the front foot. Maybe you can lower the chest in line with your hips. Maybe you bring the elbow down if you have the space in your body to do so. Slowly come back to center. Turning the back leg in line with the long side of the mat, turning the whole body in line with the long side of the mat. Both hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and now we go back into down dog. Now we are allowed. Good, push against the floor, maybe sway your hips a little bit from one side to the other. Again, the more we can bring the hips to one side and to the other, keeping the shoulders steady, more open and we're gonna get through the side of our body. Bring the hips back to center. Inhale and reach right leg up. Exhale it in. Bring the right knee behind the left hand. Open that right foot out to the side. Just scissor your legs away from one another until you can ground your right hip. You can untuck the back toes. Keep the back leg in line with the long side of the mat and the front leg in line with the short side of the mat. Now, you may stay here if this is plenty for you. But if you feel okay, bring the elbows down. It's so good to see so many of my friends online. Hello, friends. That's how I get distracted, right? Good. Now, if you want to increase, bring the left hand, thread it under the right, and you get a very deep twist here. Maybe you want to bring your torso down. Slow down your breath, even as you're twisting, even if it gets a little bit more complicated to breathe because you have less space. This is when it really plays good for us to breathe deeper, so that when we exhale, we can also twist and bring deeper into our body. The next exhale, slowly begin to unravel, bringing both hands at the front end of the mat. Can take a moment here. Reconnect with your legs, reconnect with your full breath. And then bring that front leg, bend it in line with the short side of the mat. Now if you come loop-sided, bend the back knee, and that's fine. You can have kind of a set position on your legs. If that is your case, bring your chest closer towards the foot. But if you don't have any problems squaring your hips to the short side of the mat, or if you just do square and you still need some extra support, you can wedge your blanket, you can wedge your block, whatever you have handy, and stay in pigeon pose. Now I know some of you struggle with this kind of position for the knees, and if you're watching this and you're like, I don't want to grab the phone but I'm struggling, cross your right knee on top of the left, lay onto your back, take as much time as you want to do a more accessible version. Again, we have the power of choice. What does it say? I wish I was that flexible. I wish I was stronger, James. Just shoulders down and relaxed. If you're in the set kind of position for your knees, see if you can begin to lower the chest a little bit closer to your foot. And demoing a little bit of all the different shapes that make work for you. But if I'm missing something, if you're doing something different and it feels good for you, that's great too. Slowly begin to unravel from whatever shape you were in. If you were laying onto your back, slowly roll out to the side, and then We all meet in downward facing dog. Reaching the hips high, both hands at the front of the mat, relax the neck. Again, hips sway from one side to the other. Inhaling, reach left leg up. Exhaling, left knee behind the right elbow. And then extend the left leg out to the side. Scissor the legs away from one another until you can lower your left leg. Keep the back leg in line with the long side of the mat. I look like an L shape, right? So left hip down to the mat. I know in my classes this position sometimes becomes confusing, so I'm going over again. The front leg, the left leg goes in line with the short side, and the other leg, the one that goes on top, goes in line with the long side. Stay here if this is plenty for your iliotibial band, for the outer side of your bum and leg. If you want to, you can bring the elbows down. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, if it feels good to go a little bit deeper, thread the right arm underneath the left. If it is accessible for you, maybe you choose to rest your chest on the mat. Again, observe your breath. Observe if your breath can get a little bit more expansive. And if as you exhale, you can wring out a little bit more in your spine. Slowly begin to unravel. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and meet yourself up with the spine straight. When you gather all of the sensations that you're experiencing, then move again and bring the front leg in line with the short side of the mat. Now, we had a few different options for this. We can bend the back knee, and if we have the back knee bent, we are leaning a little bit onto the left side, onto the left hip, and then we can begin to walk the hands towards the foot, perhaps bringing the chest closer to that foot. Maybe the foot is really far away and we're like, oh, hello foot, you're really far away. One day you'll be closer. Maybe we can bring the hands, the elbows to frame the foot. And we're like, oh, hello foot, you're very dirty. Or maybe you bring the hands, you spin the hips, and you can take pigeon pose and feel comfortable in your pigeon pose. Or you lay onto your back, like we did before, and you cross the left knee on top of the right, the left ankle, sorry, on top of the right knee. Whatever option feels better in your body. Maybe pigeon pose, you bring your elbows down. And again, both sides of our body do different things. Some side may be longer even, or shorter. And it's going to feel different, and just let it be. Don't worry to even out how flexible you are on both sides. Just be with the feelings and the sensations, and over time, if you keep working, they're going to even out. So whatever shape you were in, slowly, with your next exhale, begin to unravel from it and begin to bring the hands back to the front. We'll meet in downward facing dog one last time. Push the hips up towards the ceiling or the sky. Relax the neck. Again, hips sway from one side to the other. Inhaling, pick up that right leg. One more time. Exhaling, bring the right foot halfway on your mat, like a short step, and turn it out. Turn the toes out. Wiggle the back leg a little bit farther back so you can drop your left hip. Good, and we're gonna be looking to the long side of the mat. With your right hand, push against that right knee and lift the chest. For some of you, this pose may be very comfortable. I think it's one of my favorites to be here in the garden. But some of you may have a tighter leg, a tighter IT band and bum, and it may feel a bit harder. Just try to keep your hips stacked on top of one another. Bring your right hand back to the front. Step the right leg on top of the left. Come onto your tummy. Bring your hands just a little bit wider than your mat. Send the head of the shoulders back and the elbows down. Inhaling, lift the chest. Actively draw your shoulder blades back and down, and then lengthen the neck. Roll the heels in. Breathe deep into your belly. Exhaling, bring the tummy down. Bring the hands a little bit closer to you, underneath the shoulders. Wrap the elbows next to your rib cage. Press the pubic bone down to the mat. Inhaling, lift the chest just a little bit. Keeping your hips connected to the floor, turn to one side. Really drop the hip that it's connected to the floor. Come back to center, lift the chest a little bit more. Keeping your hips connected to the floor, to the mat, turn to the other side. From the bottom of the hip towards the shoulder, not only from the shoulders. Come back to the center and lift a little bit more. And one more time, drop and twist. Twist as much as you can, involving all of your thoracic and all of your lower back. Back to center, lift the chest, drag the hands towards the feet or magnetize hands to feet, and last time to the other side. Back to center, lift the chest. Exhale, slowly reconnect to the floor. Reach the right hand slightly forward so you can turn onto your right hip, push yourself onto the left, and then bring the right hand about in a diagonal from the right shoulder. Gonna turn sideways so you can see here. Keep the legs stacked if it feels good, or you may drop the top left knee down. You can support yourself with the left hand, or you can rest it on your thigh. The idea here is to drop the hips, lift the chest, and create a space through the side of your rib cage. When you inhale, direct your breath to the bottom tip of your right rib cage, so that floating rib can begin to move a little bit more freely. And then let your breath move up to the armpit, and as you exhale, that exhale breath brings the shoulder down. A few times with that deep breath. And we're gonna finish off with the second side. Bring the left hand to the floor, belly back down, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, and come into down dog. Inhale, reach left leg up. Exhale, bring the left foot about halfway on your mat for a short step. Turn the toes out to the side and bring, this time, the right hip down. Gonna turn sideways. So again, this may be your next favorite pose for sunbathing. Maybe you can push inside your left knee with your left hand. Maybe it's not your favorite pose, and that's fine. Just breathe in and breathe out into the shape that your body is inhabiting, right? So we can live into our body, and we don't disconnect from the feelings, from the sensations. Because those feelings, those sensations, tell us something about what we're choosing for our lives. Like when you have a spoonful of chili and it's too hot for you, and your body, your tongue is burning, and it's telling you that that may not be the safest option for your life. Those are the feelings that we need to pay attention to. Okay, bring the top leg, the left leg on top of the right, and come back onto your tummy. One more time, hands wider than the mat, roll the heels in, send the elbows down. Inhaling, lift the chest. You can come onto fingertips if it feels good. Exhaling, chest down. Hands underneath the shoulders, elbows back and down. Pubic bone towards the mat. Inhaling, lift the chest a little bit. Turn to the right, so you drop the left hip and turn from most of your trunk. Back to the center, lift the chest a little bit more. Drop the right hip now as you look out to the left. Back to center, lift the chest a little bit more. Drop the left hip as you look out to the right. Back to center, maybe you fully extend your arms. Drop one more time from the right. Back to center, lift and drop from the left. back to center and lift. Bring the left hand forward and roll onto your left hip. Stack one hip on top of the other. You can support yourself with your right hand. You can walk the left hand closer or farther, however feels better in your own shape. And the idea here is to drop the hip, and as we drop the hip, we create a space on the left side of the rib cage. Send the shoulder back and down away from the ear. You can drop the top knee and support yourself on that top leg. Maybe you just rest like a Hollywood actress. I miss talking this much. I think my throat is starting to get a little bit sore. Okay, now send your breath down to the bottom tip of the rib cage. So the floating rib can begin to move. Send your breath to the middle of the rib cage and then up to the armpit, so you lift the chest. And as you exhale, move the shoulder back and down. A few times like that. Ballooning the breath to the bottom tip of the ribs. One more time. Exhale, both hands at the front end of the mat. Come onto your tummy. And then press back into child's pose. This time a very wide knee, child's pose. Let your tailbone descend to your feet. If your knees are sensitive, grab the blanket and bring the blanket behind the knee pit so you have extra space there in your joints, or wedge the blanket underneath the knees. You can rest your head on your arms. You can bring the hands forward. You can grab your pillow. This is when having a dog comes really handy, because you can hug your dog and just rest there with your dog. All depending the size of the dog, of course. Slowly, slowly, let go of your dog. Come out. Turn around and lay onto your back. As you lay onto your back, bring the arms out wide and just let the knees fall to one side and to the other like a windshield wiper. Slide the tailbone down the next time that you come back to the center and connect your back to the mat. Nod your chin into chest. Cross the left knee on top of the right. Hug the shin bones into one another. And then let your legs fall to the right side. With your right hand, you can pull the left knee closer to the floor. Take a deep in breath, and as you exhale, release your legs, come back to the center. Just rock a little bit side to side, be gentle on your spine. Connect the shoulders, connect the shoulder blades down to the floor. Cross the right knee, this time on top of the left. Squeeze, magnetizing one shin bone to the other. Squeeze your knees into one another. And then bring your legs out to the left.
With the left hand, you can pull the right knee down to the floor. You can keep your breath smooth and even. If possible, through your nose with Ujjayi breath, but if you need any sounds, any sighs, are more than welcome. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale breath, let go of your legs, unravel, coming back to center. Gently rock from one side to the other. Hug your knees into your chest. Lengthen the neck, bringing your chin into your chest. And then take your favorite resting position. Maybe you want to bring the legs up against the wall, or next to your couch, or up to the sky. Or take Shavasana if you have the time in your day. Just spreading the legs a little bit wider than your hips. Keep the arms out to the sides. Do all the little adjustments that your body needs so that you can drop into stillness for at least a whole minute. 2 minutes would be great. And for these 2 minutes, allow yourself to fully draw your perception inwards. There is nowhere else you need to be, there is nowhere else you need to go. Just stay present in your breath, stay present in your body. Reconnect with the intention you set up at the beginning of the class. And use your breath to move that intention through each and every cell of your body, so that intention can become a living truth. And you can act your truth, you can speak your truth, you can live your truth. And then when you're ready to reconnect with an external perception, just feel the surfaces that your body is touching. Begin to reach out through your toes, reach out through your fingers. Maybe take a deep in breath and grow very long through your limbs. And as you exhale, slide the arms around you, bend your knees. Roll out to your right hand side. And slowly, keeping your neck relaxed, press yourself up to a seat. Try to keep your eyes closed if you can, as you bring your hands to your heart. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. May all beings be happy and free from suffering, and may the work that we do be of benefit to mankind. Namaste. Thank you so much for working together today. This class is gonna go up on the YouTube channel, so I'm gonna post the link to it as soon as we're done. Thank you so much.